bass solos can be daunting. When it comes to being featured on a low-sounding, primarily supportive instrument, playing a creative solo can often be a challenge. But when a bass solo is good, it can arguably be the best solo in the entire band. Tired of hearing your solos kind of go to the same place every time you play? Here are 4 bass soloing techniques that will make you think differently about how you blow over a tune. For the sake of comparison, I'm going to improvise over the Miles Davis tune Solar. So if you don't know it, learn it. It's a standard. This is a tried and true method for soloing on the bass. Really, it's just an extension of what you've been doing the entire gig. Only now you can focus on being really creative in just quarter notes, or whatever the groove has been. It works great in a variety of bags. The slap bass solo would fall into this category. You can be creative with your note choices, or the range you're playing in, or just keep grooving. This is probably the most popular way to solo on the instrument. It's often referred to as horn-like soloing, but wouldn't it also qualify as guitar-like, vocal-like, piano-like? We're playing melodically and in phrases and in a kind of way that people mostly associate with something like saxophone. I probably hear most of my solos like this, and I get a lot of inspiration and material from the bass and the guitar and the piano and the saxophone, whatever. The arco solo would also fall into this category. Like all of my solos, I try to focus on rhythm first and then putting notes to that rhythm. This one is a lot of fun on the right tune. I like to think of it as comping for myself. We're taught to get away from roots and playing bass notes when we solo, but if you can learn to intersperse the bottom end with what you're playing and then comment on top of it, man, it's really effective. I like to use it over straight eighth grooves and tunes with harmonies that usually vamp on one chord. I tell my students to punctuate low. Dropping down to a low note is much more effective on the bass than trying to punch a high one like a horn player does. Think about this approach like that. Punctuate low. This is also a really fun way to solo. The unaccompanied bass solo is one of the most powerful tools in jazz. Just ask Jimmy Garrison. Here's the cool thing. You don't have to play the form. You don't have to play time. You don't have to play the changes. Just play something musical. That sound can be based on a set of chord changes you make up on the spot. That sound can be based on the blues. That sound can be whatever you want it to be. This kind of approach is ideal to play as an introduction to a tune, or you can enter this space using 3 magic words just before your solo starts. This cues the rest of the band to lay out, including the drummer. And the easy part is that when you're done, all you have to do is go back into the bass line to cue the other musicians. All of my favorite players have used each one of these techniques to great effect. Every single one has a different kind of power over the music. Experiment with taking different kinds of bass solos and see the kind of effect that it has on the whole gig. Remember, you have options, and these are just a few to get you started. Soloing in a different way will bring something new out of you, and hopefully you'll start hearing things in a way you never thought you could. Here's to better bass solos for all of us. Good luck.